Alright guys, welcome back. Hope you're doing well, hope you're all keeping safe. So yesterday I covered the news that the February content release, the new content, is going to be delayed. Now we weren't actually given a firm time or date or anything on when it would be delayed to, so at this moment in time it could be end of 2022, it could just be a month later in March maybe, we don't know. Of course, with that as well came the apparel event, which was actually due to come out today with title update 14, but that also got delayed as well. And again, like the new content, got no idea when that's going to be coming out, if that will be coming out before the new content as planned here, or if it's going to come out at the same time as the new content. We simply don't know at this point, and Yannick did say that they'll give us some more information about that kind of stuff in the new year. Just another bit of news actually following that was the intelligence annex that was promised monthly. That's also been delayed. I presume they had maybe, it would have been 4 intelligence annexes to cover before the new content came out, and they don't have any more than that. So there's going to be 2 more intelligence annex that I know of, and they will likely come out, 2 months before the new content. So if we get our first one in January, then I would expect to maybe get the new content in maybe April, and February, May. You get what I'm saying. So that's also a bit of news that I wasn't able to cover yesterday, as it didn't actually come out until after I made that video. Now the reason I'm making this video, guys, is because I did say I would cover the title update 14 patch notes, which have now gone live. As you can see here, maintenance is in progress, so we thought we'd share the patch notes whilst you wait. There isn't a whole lot here, guys, but there is a little bit of news, so let's just get straight into it. So here was the maintenance post from yesterday. As it can says, this is to implement title update 14. You can find the patch notes soon. Now I presume the patch notes would be during the maintenance, which is exactly what's happened. Obviously TU14 was meant to include the new apparel event, but that's not happening. So let's just actually see what they've got going here. As you can see, patch notes winter rewards. So we are still getting the kind of Christmas themed rewards that we've had previously, with one extra addition. It says here the end of year themed hoarder is back in the summit and the open world. That's obviously the hoarder that normally wears the Santa hat. Killing them will drop the Slayer weapon, which, to be honest, guys, when it first came out, it was kind of like, oh, this is a bit of fun, but it's probably the worst weapon in the game. As well as the new chill out gear mask. Now, I don't know what this is. I've got no idea what this looks like. This is obviously a new mask, so I will be going into the Division 2, and I will be obviously trying to find the hoarder. Normally I just roam the open world and he kind of finds me, to get this new chill out gear mask, because I want to see what this is all about. Could be pretty cool, but this is only really the only new addition to the game in terms of content, if you want to call it that, over this kind of Christmas period. The Santa Hunter is back on the prowl in the Summit Penthouse. Killing them will drop the Santa Mask, and again, this is the same Santa Mask as we've previously had. And then we've got some fixes here. So bug fixes, performance and stability. Fix an issue where the game will crash on a regular basis with DirectX 12 is enabled on PC. Talents and skills, gear set rework. The striker's battle gear will no longer lose stacks for missed shots. Stack loss per second has been increased to 2. So this is kind of again, this is a rework. I'm not sure if they've done this before, as I'm going to cover in a video coming up, which will probably now be Thursday. New Strikers was getting fixed because Trick Dempsey actually put it out on Twitter, although I don't know if this is the full extent of the changes to Strikers. I'm going to assume it's not, but we'll have to wait and see about that. But yeah, this might be better, because I do know that it's very punishing using Strikers when missing shots, so maybe this will be better. I might actually go out and test this out and see if Strikers is actually now a viable kind of gear set. I mean, it was viable before, but it's not really up there. I mean, people aren't really using it because of the issues with missing shots, especially if you're on like console and stuff, where it's a lot easier to miss shots as well. And of course, using certain weapons and whatnot. So we'll see how that goes. It says fixed an issue where the technician specialization ammo would get refilled when equipping the 4th piece of the tip of the spear gear set. Fix an issue where the outsider talent duration did not match its description. The in-game duration has been reduced to 10 seconds compared to 20 seconds previously. And fix an issue where adrenaline rush would be triggered by enemies' skills and traps. We then got the summit balanced in fixed an issue where the top floor of the summit provided significantly more XP than intended, previously awarding more than 10 times the expected amount. I didn't actually know that. Of course, if you're doing maybe the seasonal pass or the new seasonal pass that'll be coming out next year, or if you're trying to get shade levels, whatever the case may be, then this is obviously the best way of doing it. Audio and narrative. The missing echo from the Camp White Oak and Feilau Manhunt mission is added to mission rewards. Fix an issue where the introduction music would not play. Text and localization. Fix an issue with the Dark Hours where a portrait was not showing the player's name correctly. Fix an issue where right stick description in the German mentions left instead of right. Fix an issue where the Ubisoft Connect reward condition for the impromptu weapon skin was incorrect in Japanese. We then got visual glitches. Fix an issue where players could remain stuck on background inspect menu when inspecting weapon skills from a group member while being in a down state. Fix an issue where players would experience brightness changing from very dark to very bright at certain angles in the final garage door space. Admin HQ fixed a stuck NPCs in spawn room whilst players would attempt a resource convoy mission at Judiciary Square. Fix a bunch of weird textures and floating objects. Fix some floating graffiti of the word checkpoint at Washington Circle. Fixed floating trash at East Executive Avenue, Northwest. Fix an issue with flickering posters in the Botanic Garden. Fix an issue with a missing wall texture next to stairs on the house at the corner. Fixed a floating plant in downtown West. Fix an issue with flickering texture on ramp east of that place. And then level design gaps. Fix the gap present between the building and the ground in downtown West. Fix the gap between the wall and the ground on the corner of East Executive Avenue Northwest and Haight Street Northwest. And fix the gap between the door and the ground at the building located near National Bond Armory. I'll be honest, guys, I've never seen any of these level design gaps. But yeah, that's really it, guys. I mean, like I said, we were meant to be getting the apparel event with this, which would have been nice, you know, to have maybe this new chill out gear mask with the seasonal, with the Christmas kind of event, if you want to call it that, an apparel event on top of that. Plus, you know, we've got this gear set rework with strikers. So I think people would have been pretty happy with that, to be honest, considering we've not had any content now for, 12 months or so. And, you know, with the new content now coming out not in February, I don't know when it's coming out, we're not going to be getting content for probably around 16 months or so. The apparel event would have helped tide that over. Now, I do suspect that we are going to get the apparel event early next year. I mean, I'd be very surprised if we didn't get it in, say, January time. And I've actually been speaking to some people about the whole delay of yesterday, and I'm not sure if I should make an independent video on this or not. But overall, what I will say is this, is that in terms of the new content, I don't mind there being a delay because, as Yannick rightly pointed out, I'd rather have a finished, almost perfect product or perfect update than a broken one, because I'd be the first person to moan if it came out and it was broken. I'd be the first person to moan about that if they said they needed a delay and I was against it. So yeah, I'm all right with that. What I will say though is that in terms of the apparel event, that to me is a little bit more concerning because, I mean, it's been 12 months and I would expect an apparel event to be something that they can live up to. I didn't think that an apparel event required, I mean, sure, it requires work. Excuse me. There's no doubt about that. But really, I did think that the apparel event would be coming for sure. I never, ever, ever would have suspected that part to be delayed. I thought that would definitely come out. So that is, to me, that is a little bit worrying. And the content itself is not so much of a worry. I'm fine with that, but the apparel event really is a worry of mine. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully they've done the right thing here. Of course, the expectations are going to be even greater now with the devs having more time. But then, you know, you've got to look at other games and even DLCs for other games. You look at something like Witch Queen for Destiny. I think that was delayed by like 6 months. And sure, they've got content in between. They've had to extend the life of the last season, and they've also got the 20th anniversary event that's just going on at the moment. But, you know, the whole studio was working on this game. Basically, the whole studio was working on Destiny 2, the whole of Bungie. You know, I mean, they've got another game in the works, but pretty much the whole studio working on Destiny. And the Division 2, we've got to be realistic here, guys. It's not many people that are working on the Division 2, and the majority of people are working on Avatar and Star Wars. So yeah, no surprise that's been delayed, but the apparel event really is a bit of a kick in the teeth. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I know this is like kind of like you've got the one side of the people saying, you know, this is wrong and all that sort of stuff, and then you've got the other side of people saying, you know, it's fine, take as much time as you need. And I'm kind of on that side, but I also am very, very annoyed and very, very frustrated about this. Especially the apparel event. And I say that because we only got the information about the delay on the apparel event yesterday when it was meant to come out today, and surely they would have known about that weeks before. Maybe not, I don't know. But it felt like it was late, as usual. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Until the next one, epic out.